Hi guys, welcome to this week's episode of the Employability Skills Masterclass. I'm Genevieve, founder of Skills on the House, and today I'll be talking about how to answer the often dreaded "tell me about yourself" interview question. So I've never attended an interview where "tell me" or "tell us" if it was a panel, a bit about yourself wasn't the first question I got asked. And trust me, I've attended a lot of interviews. I actually worked with 8 different companies as a university student. I know that sounds like a lot, but that's the story for another day. I will be talking about that. But I did, and I've also moved on to work with many different local and international organizations since I graduated. And my experience has been that with every single interview I've attended, "tell me about yourself" has been the first thing I've heard. I'd like you to think about that for a minute. That means there's pretty much no way on earth you can escape that question at a job interview. I can't remember exactly what I said the first time I heard it, but I clearly remember thinking, oh my god, this is a really broad question. What exactly do they want me to talk about? And I find that a lot of people I speak to, like a lot of young people that I speak to, feel the same way. They keep saying, it's such a broad question. What do they want us to talk about? What exactly are they expecting? And because that question usually comes at the beginning of an interview, not getting it right can destabilize you. Like if you know that you don't feel confident with the response you've given, it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the interview and can make you destabilized for the rest of it. Which is why it's very, very, very important to prepare. Like in general, you need to prepare for a job interview, just like you would prepare for an exam, for instance. Because before, when I first started my job search, I just used to go for job interviews. Like I never used to do any kind of preparation. And needless to say, I didn't get a lot of jobs. I lost out a lot. And that was simply because I wasn't prepared. So today, I would like us to really discuss how I've learned to answer the "tell me about yourself" question. So there's a simple formula that I found out over time as I, researched and completely obsessed over the concept of employability, because I did. After getting so many rejections, trying to get a job at the age of 17, I just thought, people are doing this, people are getting jobs, so there must be something I can do to join these people. So I spent a lot of time researching about what it takes to be employable. So back to the matter. There's a simple formula that I've learned, and I'm going to share it with you right now, that you can apply whenever you hear that question. And if you manage to learn or master this formula, it will make sure that you always have a consistent response whenever you hear that question. As a student or fresh graduate, your response needs to cover 3 things without fail: your education, your experience, and the skills you've developed as a result of the first 2 things. So for example, here is how you could craft a great response to that question. Like I said, the first part would be your education. I would say something like, I recently graduated from King's College London with a BEng degree in Computer Systems and Electronic Engineering. At this point, you can also mention any relevant training or courses or qualifications you've obtained. Note that I said relevant. So basically, you need to make sure that whatever training or qualifications you want to talk about at this point are relevant to the job you're applying for. After that, you move on to the second part of your response, which is to talk about your experience, your work experience. So I would say something like, while in university, I worked part-time as a cashier for Ladbrokes, where I was responsible for processing customers' bets as well as receiving cash payments. I was also the class representative in my final year, where my duties mainly involved communicating issues of concern amongst the students to the school authority. Note that at this point, you can also mention any relevant, again, it has to be relevant, any relevant extracurricular activities that you've, been involved in. Say, for instance, volunteer work, or you could even talk about things like what you did during your gap year, your youth corps, for those of us in Nigeria, industrial attachment, and things like that. After you talk about your experience, you move on to your skills. So I would say something like, I gained a lot of valuable skills from these experiences, including time management, customer service, teamwork, and the ability to prioritize tasks. I am also eager to apply the knowledge I gained from my degree in a corporate environment. Just a word of advice again here, you need to always ensure that the skills you talk about are relevant to the position you're applying for. And you can find out what skills are relevant by studying the job description. It's really that simple. Study the job description of the job you're applying for, and it will tell you, it will talk about the qualities and the skills they're looking for in the applicants they need. So study that and make sure the skills you're talking about align with what they're looking for. After you talk about your skills, just wrap it all up nicely with a brief closing statement. So I would say something like, I believe that my experiences so far have helped me develop the skills necessary to successfully carry out the duties required for this position. I am also very hardworking. I learn quickly and adapt to new environments quite easily. So there you have it, a simple formula to ensure you always have a relevant and articulate answer to the question, tell me about yourself. You no longer need to dread this question, hopefully, but instead see it as a great opportunity to sell yourself as the candidate for the job. One last word of advice from me is to practice this until you master the technique and you can answer the question in your sleep. So yeah, that's it. And if you have any questions, I would really love to hear from you. So please do leave a comment below this video. Thank you for joining me this week, and thank you for taking your time to watch the video. If you enjoyed it, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel and share it with your friends. You can also join my mailing list over at the website www.skillsonthehouse.com. Thank you once again for giving me your time, and I'll hopefully see you next week. Bye.